Yesterday afternoon, the internet was abuzz with an unreleased interview clip of actress Katrina Balfe that went viral on Twitter and Instagram. In the 5-minute-long clip, Katrina, her eyes red and her voice trembling, shocked fans when she admitted, "Loving Sam Heughan was the biggest mistake of my life." That statement was like a bombshell in the Outlander community, where millions of fans still believe in the sacred, genuine and deep relationship between Katrina and Sam. The two used to be symbols of an uncompromising bond, a feeling that was both artistic and private that people called perfect chemistry. But now, when the clip was revealed, everything seemed to have changed completely. The story behind the tears, according to the production team of the show Behind the Silence, where the conversation was filmed, the interview was filmed more than 8 months ago, when Katrina was at one of the most sensitive stages of her life. That was when rumors of divorce from Tony McGill began to appear. At the same time, Katrina appeared less and less with Sam. In the video, the actress clasped her hands, sobbing. "I used to think that if I loved someone but couldn't make it public, couldn't be true to myself, then that was a sacrifice for art. But the more I understood, that was a trade-off that only I had to bear. I love Sam, and I never hid that from myself. But in return, the long silence, the distance between real life and the set exhausted me." The interviewer gently asked, "So, do you regret loving him?" Katrina did not answer right away. There was a suffocating silence. Then she nodded. "Yes. I regret it. Because that love made me lose direction, lost the person I thought I would spend the rest of my life with. Sam never made promises. He only lived in the present. And I was the one who lived for tomorrow." Sam Heughan's reaction? Immediately after the clip went viral, fans flooded Sam Heughan's personal page to seek feedback. The actor, who is usually reserved, shared only one story with a black background. "I respect the past, but I don't live in it." That short but meaningful line further polarized public opinion. Some believe Sam is denying his feelings for Katrina, while others think he is keeping quiet to protect her, as he always has. Fans divided on major forums like Reddit and Tumblr. A series of topics such as "Katrina deserves to be loved" and "Sam is just selfish" have exploded. But many also believe that Katrina is using the media to blame her ex, while she herself chose to keep the relationship a secret for many years. A longtime Outlander fan wrote, "I love them both. But if Katrina says it was the biggest mistake of her life, then something really painful must have happened. No one would dare say that without going through a huge mental breakdown." The unnamed love story. And the heartbreaking end? The love between Sam and Katrina, if it is true as she shared, has never been named. Not publicly, not denied, not confirmed. Only the glances exchanged on set, the lingering hugs behind the scenes, and the almost instinctive chemistry in every frame. Now that Katrina herself admits that it was a mistake, perhaps fans also need to accept a painful truth: not every beautiful relationship has a happy ending. Katrina's last words before ending the interview: Katrina looked straight into the camera lens, her eyes now dry of tears. "I don't hate Sam. I know he loved me too, in his own way. But sometimes, love is not enough. We were born to touch each other, to create beautiful things together on screen. But not to belong to each other in real life." And perhaps, that very sentence closed a nameless chapter of love that fans have followed, hoped for and waited for more than a decade. The story is still continuing. But is the love between these two people really over? Only time, and them, will answer. When the shocking video went viral at a dizzying speed, Katrina Balfe almost disappeared from social media. No stories, no new posts, no interaction with fans, an unusual silence from the actress who is very friendly and close to her fans. But perhaps, that silence is necessary. Because behind the broken love story, behind the halo of premieres and prestigious awards, Katrina is left alone. Diary lines never sent. A close source revealed that after the interview, Katrina wrote a handwritten letter of more than 4 pages, intending to send it to Sam Heughan, but in the end she burned it. In a leaked excerpt believed to be from the letter, the emotional lines read: "Sam, I used to think we were an imperfect but inseparable couple. But maybe because we were imperfect, we could never find a common point. I waited for you in places you would never go. If one day you think of me, please remember that I loved you with all my heart. Even though I was wrong, I was never ashamed of that love. Fans expressed deep sympathy for Katrina. Many shared old photos of her and Sam on the set of Outlander, their eyes looking at each other, their touches, their laughter, as if to preserve a beautiful memory amid the raging media storm. Meanwhile, Sam chose to keep silent. There has been no official response from Sam Heughan, apart from the previous ambiguous story. This makes many people wonder, does Sam have nothing more to say, or is he trying to preserve the honor of both? A famous PR expert in London commented, Sam is in a passive position. If he speaks up too soon, he may be misinterpreted as blaming. But if he keeps silent, his image will be damaged. This is a sensitive situation. Sometimes, the best choice is to wait for the right moment to say very little but the right thing. Tony McGill, the man left behind. The story became more dramatic when many people started mentioning Tony McGill, Katrina's legal husband. During the ambiguous relationship between her and Sam, Tony always kept a low profile. He did not appear much in the media, rarely attended events, and was almost invisible in the public eye. An old friend of Tony's shared anonymously: Tony truly loved Katrina. But he knew he could not compete with the brilliant on-screen and mysterious Sam Heughan in real life. Tony once told me, I did not marry an actor. I married a woman. But she chose to live as a character in a movie. This sharing quickly spread and sparked a new debate: was Katrina really fair to her partner? Stepping out of a break, is it courageous enough? At 45, Katrina Balfe is facing deep wounds, not only from love affairs but also from public opinion, from unfulfilled dreams and the expectations she placed on herself. A colleague of hers said, Katrina is not a weak person. But she is an emotional person. She loves deeply, truly and with all her heart. And when things do not go as planned, she collapses and no one can stop her. However, there are still signs that she is finding herself again. The latest photos of Katrina at a resort in Italy show her walking alone, without elaborate makeup, but her eyes are less sad. Is love a mistake? Perhaps. The biggest question after all these events is still, loving Sam Heughan, is it really the biggest mistake of Katrina Balfe's life? Or was it just a weak-hearted statement, when disappointment overshadowed the beautiful years they had together? No one can answer, except Katrina herself, when she has truly calmed down, and is ready to look back at the past without tears in her eyes anymore, because sometimes, the things that hurt us the most were also the most beautiful things we ever had in our lives.